Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today things are going to get a little toxic on the video, and we are playing Selesnya green-white toxic kind of Phyrexian tribal. So toxic is basically an alternative damage source that can be applied to your opponent. So you get something like Toxic 1 or Toxic 2. They get applied a poison counter, and then if an opponent has 10 or more poison counters, they lose the game. So we have kind of two routes to doing so. We have the attack with creatures with Toxic. You have like the engine of like Skrull's Hive that gives us mites every turn, and then we get lifelink if our opponent's corrupted, which means they have 3 or more poison counters. The Slaughter Singer pumps up our other Toxic attackers. When they attack, you have like Jawbone Duelist with Double Strike Toxic. Crawling Chorus replaces itself. Shrelv is protection and is Toxic. Annex Sentry is a creature exile, and then Toxic, Bloated Contaminator lets us attack in, and then also has Proliferate, so any type of counters we get to put an additional counter on, including poison counters. So we have that line of attack, and then we have the Venerated Rot Priest. So whenever any of our creatures are targeted by a spell, opponent gets a poison counter. So if an opponent tries to kill our creature, poisoned. If we protect our stuff with like Tyvar Stand, or we put counters on it with Homestead Courage, opponent poisoned. So we kind of get him that way there. And then we got some utility lands in here. Notably, we got access to Razorverge Thicket, which is a dual land that comes into play untapped. So we now have 3 different dual lands, 12 in total for the deck. We have Mirex, which when it enters the battlefield, we get to add any color for the turn. And then for 3 mana, we get to create a Mite. So if the game goes long, we have mana to kind of sink into that. And then we also have the Seed Core. This is basically a rainbow land for our Phyrexian spells. All our creatures are Phyrexian. And then if our opponent is corrupted, we get to make any of our 1-power creatures, or target 1/1s, 3/2 for the turn. So good in terms of combat math as well. So we're going to give this a shot in the standard best of 1 ladder. This is very similar to a list from Arnie Herschenbach, but he was playing in best of 3. The deck did struggle against like Rakdos Kill Everything, so I'm hoping that we don't just run into mono Invoke Despair decks. But we'll give it a shot to see how it plays out. I'm interested to see how this goes. We got Skrelv into Skrull's Hive. Seems good, let's keep. So generally you want to get these out as early as possible, because this will come into play on tap later, and then this, for the most part, is fine. So we're going to go Skrelv here into Skrull's Hive. So Skrelv can give us another one of our creatures protection. So we're up against mono red. Play with fire. I think we start with the Hive. Get that going, because then next turn I can Duelist. See the adversary. I want to try to get them poisoned as quick as possible. I think we just do this now. So this forces them to use a removal spell on this Duelist this turn. Boros was not something I was expecting. So we're drawing a lot of lands here. One poison on the board. These not being able to block isn't great. That's actually really good. I should have tapped my mana different. So here I don't want to flip just yet. We can exile again next turn if needed. I do need to block here though. So we have the second Cathar. Do I have to? Oh, we can decline. We just drew a lot of lands this game. I mean, if they don't have an answer, I can gain a bunch of life next turn. Nope. Doesn't matter. They needed... That soul partition really hurt. Couldn't get under them fast enough. That was a match if we had like one more piece of removal. Not being able to get the hive out early enough. Alright, we'll keep. We got the Contaminator this go. Like, I think if we were just against normal mono red, we're actually okay there. Want to trade? I think the Hive's actually good in this mono black matchup. While they have Invoke Despair, should be able to get quite a few points of damage in this way. This can't be cut down. They could attack in. I think that's fine if they want to pump. But ideally I use Rot Priest here. Might have been wrong to attack with Skrelv there. Okay, so they go for the throat here. They could have cut down. I think we're okay here. We'll get another token. They can invoke Despair. Most of these decks aren't on Cruelty Gigs. They can go Sheoldred. They just go Trespasser, that's fine. I guess they get rid of Homestead. Oh, they don't get rid of Homestead. We'll take that. Since they have Trespasser, okay, so Lily's fine.
Enough with the mysteries. I've come for answers.
Like, I just sacked the Might that can't block anyways.
One of your friends has to leave.
Question is, do I go face? I could have Invoke Despair. I think we go face here, because then I could proliferate on the Crawling Course. So, this gets it big enough. We'll just play out the land since they have Liliana anyways.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Homestead Courage is actually great here. So I can do this for 6, that way they can't block. Like, they have to trade their board. So they can take a free block here. I guess they had Mishra's too. Forgot about the Mishras. There's no real card advantage in this list. I think I'd want some copies of Ajani.
I have bigger bets. Haven't you ever heard of personal space?
So they can deal 3. I don't really care about the damage. We're beating them 2 ways. Singer's nice. Gives us an extra bonus here. I think I'm going to get rid of a couple of the Tyvar's stand and play a couple copies of Ajani. We run out of gas too quick with this deck. Our curve's fairly low. Ajani lets us also put counters, so it lets our things trade up. Let's make that change. So beating up on mono black, like getting an early Skrells down is pretty big. Just allows us to push through a bunch. Also, just being able to get the extra counters and stuff like that is pretty big. Like the early Toxic. probably fine. We can go your Phyrexian. So I can go Duelist into a Johnny here. It's not a trade they're going to want to make. So Johnny will come in with a 3 loyalty. It's actually interesting. I think we do this. They want to trade, they trade. There is a reason not to. But I think that's fine. Okay, I got the Skrill's Hive. I can get it to 5.
You're all part of the great machine that is Phyrexia.
So 1 there, 2 there.
Phyrexia's might courses through you.
And now we proliferate. They're toxic 3, so they are corrupted. Go for the throat, but I have a good blocker here. It's plus a Johnny. Put that down.
Allies everywhere.
This gives +1/1. I should have played that out. Free combat. I missed 5 life. That was my bad. Okay, so they can kill a Johnny. But then I have the Hive going.
It's a shame you reject.
They upgrade their Cleric. Okay, Tyvar's stand's actually really good. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got Misery Shadow. Got the Duelist. So I just need to do this for 2. I need to be mindful as well. I have this and they're corrupted, so I can get my other creatures to 3 power. So this deck seems pretty good against these mono black decks at least. Corrupt, corrupt, and get him that way there. Utility lands are good. Dun dun. Let's run one more with this, see how it plays out. One or two. See how the games go. A little bit of a rough one. Ran into 2 Brutal Cathars. So this hand's actually pretty garbage. Oh. Alright, we are going all in. We go Rot Priest, Homestead Courage. No removal. Opponent's at 4 poison. Bankbuster's too slow for best of 1. They now can't target any of my creatures, or they die. Or they're just dead. Cool game. Cool game. We did it, fam. Alright, let's see if we can get the 4-1. And is sick. Look at these utility lands. Game goes long, we have Murex. I think getting this down is better because then we have that. And if they have removal here, they kind of got to take the Rot Priest, I think. And they go for the throat. Get poisoned, bro. Okay, we're definitely gonna get the hive going here. Think this turn. So the thing is, I can go Crawling Chorus Duelist. They have Depopulate. I don't think they're gonna have Depopulate. They could have Wandering Emperor. I lose my Rot Priest, but that's their whole turn. Next turn I can Annex Sentry their token and hit them for a lot. Oh, that's not very good. So they could have a land. The land comes into play tapped, so they can't farewell me this turn. Farewell's the only thing I care about here, because then next turn I can get their token out of the way. So they can discard. Depopulate draws me a card and leaves me with a Might. And like here, I'm killing him both ways. Okay, so they can kill something with Life of Tashiro. Oh, they just gain life. Okay, so we have the Depopulate. We're also at just like a ton of life. I get rid of a Might here. Just being patient here. Use Annex on this Architect. You have Rot Priest. Okay, so we see the Wandering Emperor. Kind of anticipated that.
Started this fight, but I'm going to end it. Let your blade do the talking.
Maybe there should have done the pump. It's an interesting line.
May your blade strike true.
I think what we're gonna do is just make tokens and go wide. Unless we draw another Annex and I can reset, because we're just gonna win with poison this game. I don't think we're gonna win with damage. A Rot Priest would be nice. Trespasser gets rid of my homestead, most likely. Could Bloated Contaminator, but I'm not really profitably attacking in with it. So I think going wide is the key here. They have a removal spell, they're just deciding if they want to use it. That's actually annoying. They have a right. Right would sack that. I just need like Rot Priest. Skrelv would be good. Johnny wouldn't be too bad. Just lets me grind some value. Kind of surprised they didn't sacrifice memory of Tashira. Would allowed them to loot there. Probably go Bloated Contaminator here, it'll at least let me block. Next Sentry's pretty good. Get rid of you. I'm just gonna do this because then Rot Priest on its own represents. I just need to sneak one more poison in somehow. Interesting, they didn't do the one with 2 power. Give me Rot Priest. We're gonna have a hard time with restoration flips. Homestead Courage. I want to just hold this because if we draw Rot Priest, it's pretty good. The Cathar Commando could also block and then blow up either of these because they're artifacts. I'm gonna have a hard time getting in creature damage now. Rot Priest! I think just block Tashiro here. Okay. I'm gonna go with Johnny here because it's a distraction. And then hopefully lets me find the Rot Priest.
Until the multiverse is one,
It's a couple looks deep. We are past Hive time. We know Hive's at the bottom. 7% chance of drawing one. I could have done this to give a 5 toughness. We thankfully built up a good chunk of life. These Tashiros are pretty good, actually. Mind you, in this case, doesn't do too much because I got the counter here. So the goal is protect my life total. Let a Johnny fall. Are they just ignoring a Johnny? I just need a Johnny alive. I don't actually... I just need to be able to plus it.
You cannot vanquish our pride.
Come on.
We have allies everywhere.
Probably dead this turn. 6, 8. Yeah, I'm just dead. Couldn't find the Rot Priest. They just attack with everything. They kill me that way. Ah, so close, so close, so close. Obviously, a deck that's making a lot, like a go-by deck, is going to present a problem for us. But 3 and 2, that last game we very easily could have won. We just need to sneak one more poison in somewhere where we just didn't get it at any point. Johnnies were decent. I honestly think you want them over Tyvars. You're not really going to have the protection element so much, but just grinding. You just want to keep replacing things. Probably just cut those, play the other duelist, play another Johnny, kind of that angle of attack, and then just try to get him there. Proliferate. What good proliferate card? Canker Bloom is another decent card that you can play. I'd maybe consider that. Just a 3/2 that also proliferates for you, has extra utility. These are pretty bad. Yeah, I guess there's no white that proliferates. Look at top 6 card, put 2 lines on the battlefield tapped, and the rest... Yeah, I think maybe just like a Canker Bloom, cut these. Just go more aggro. It's also just a decent card, 3/2 attacker. But that's the deck. Let me know what you think. Catch you next time. Thanks for watching.